What does the exit of John Moody mean for you as a contender to these elections?
Well, I mean, I think that it makes it a much simpler race. It makes it a two-horse race, which is always really what you want in any case. In our party, we have something called the STV, which is a single transferable vote, which is a very complicated way to try and count votes. And so this is making it very easy for people to decide, do they want to vote for John Steenhuisen and perhaps what is considered the establishment of the party and doing the things the same way? Or do they want to vote for Mbali Ntuli and taking the party in a new direction that is about electoral growth and is about really reaching out to all kinds of South Africans in an inclusive manner that brings people along the journey with us in making sure that we can change South Africa and its democracy. And I think that's a very easy choice to put in front of people, and now they'll have to vote.
Your victory or John's victory will serve as some sort of symbol of the direction of the DA. And I think you've just put it eloquently that if John, it is establishment, as we've seen with the recent changes, it's almost as if the DA is going back to pre-Musi Maimane times, whereas with you, a young black woman who would lead the party, it will certainly rattle the old guard, but it may serve and is an exciting moment for many people to want to enter the party. What symbol do you think your particular victory would serve for the DA?
Well, I think that it will give an indication to people in the country, particularly young people, that any kind of person who believes that they have the ability to run for a position has the chance of actually winning. I think it's about time that we see politics being entered by people that aren't the traditional strongmen that we've seen, that aren't the typical types of politician. And I'm hoping that my victory would signify that. But I also am not unaware of the fact that I'm a black woman who's young, and that representation to some extent still means a lot in our country, particularly for people who have been denied the opportunities, whose ancestors have been denied the opportunities to kind of have the ability to rise to these particular heights. And certainly in everything that I do, I consider my ancestors and the people that have come before me, and I carry their legacy with me. And so it is not insignificant to me that this win would mean something different for the DA in terms of its ideological and its strategic outlook, but that it also means something different for the South African public about where we can take our politics and what is possible. And I hope that anyone of any race, of any gender, would believe they would be able, if they felt that they had principles and views that they wanted to espouse, to have the space to do that in South Africa. And that's really what I think the significance and the symbolism of my victory would be.
If you should get elected within the DA, what should people expect? What changes should people expect within the first year of your election?
Well, it's difficult to talk about the first year, but certainly what my focus is going to be is about growing the DA in markets that it hasn't been. It's going to be about getting people that have never voted for us to come and vote for us, particularly because we're going to be speaking to how we believe that we can create a stakeholder economy that really brings everyone along with them. I'm really going to be driving socially liberal issues. I want to talk about things like the decriminalization of sex work. I want to talk about how we can make the hemp industry something that is formidable, particularly in provinces like KZN and Mpumalanga, which have the perfect environments for that. I want to speak about how we talk about our negotiated and shared values when it comes to things like traditional leadership. And as somebody from KZN, that's very important to me. And when you talk about the issue of land, that becomes a really big issue that we have to speak about. I want the DA to be seen as a party that isn't afraid to have difficult conversations that are going to bring South Africans together, because we are able to have them in a robust way that comes up with some solutions that really favor everyone, instead of really having sometimes very binary positions that exclude everyone from the conversation. That's what people can expect from me. I'm always going to be open. I'm always going to be able to have an empathetic ear to the cries and the lived daily realities of people in our country.